Game face.
Game face. Hello, I'm Brian Ferguson. Nope. All right.
We're not going to get past the intro today. Daily on 8bitdad.com. In this show, we talk about... Wait, do we not? 8bit Dad is the modern parent's source for fucking redos and redos and redos.
Hello and welcome to 8bit Dad. I am Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg. 8bit Dad is the modern parent's source for news, reviews, and fatherly opinions, updated daily on 8bitdad.com. In this show, we talk about some of the top stories from the week of our site, and so on and so forth.
Yes, that's right. We are the founding fathers of 8bit Dad, and we help aggregate parenthood news from across the web, and we also include parenthood stories of our own, plus blog stories now. So there's that, and
there's all sorts of stuff. And if you have a story that you want to see us cover, you can email us at dads@8bitdad.com. And you can also follow us on Twitter, and that's twitter.com/8bitdads with an S. And you can like us on Facebook, and that's facebook.com/8bitdad.
8bit Dad.
Basically, if you go to any website and put /8bitdad or 8bitdads, we're there.
Yes.
CNN, Etsy.
I think we have an Etsy site.
Regretfulmorning.com.
What's that?
It's actually, they shouldn't go there.
Okay. It's a family show.
Yeah. Well, it's not. It's not bad. It's not bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, exactly.
They got models. Videos. Like, okay videos. Car crashes and stuff.
I'm going to go there right now. So, this is episode 13.
Yeah.
And we just had Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. So it's the Bad Luck Show.
It's the Bad Luck Show, and we're sure looking like it. Given how many tries we had to
Took us a while to get on up to the show.
Get on up. Yes.
So, I look like I walked out of the Civil War.
Yep.
You've got a hat on.
Yep.
The side of the hat's telling me that's an NFL hat.
It is.
Otherwise, just say American flag.
It's the Patriots show, as it were.
The Patriots show.
Yes, because this is my New England Patriots who just defeated the Denver Broncos.
Did they?
Now they're going on to play the
Denver's got a team.
The Baltimore Ravens. Next weekend.
Didn't that guy in the Ravens kill someone?
Probably. Plaxico Burress?
No, he shot himself in the
he shot himself.
foot or something. Like literally, not like figuratively, but like.
I forgot which team he's on.
There's a guy that killed
Jets,
someone.
Maybe? I don't know.
That might have been.
There's a lot of people that kill people all the time.
Does Philadelphia have a team?
Eagles.
Yeah, it's probably there.
Michael Vick. I mean, he didn't really kill anyone, but
there's some guy in court. I've got some people I can ask, but whatever.
Yep. So, so that's... We have no podcast question of the week.
It's kind of all we got for a while, so if you want to sit in silence and read amongst yourselves for a couple 10-ish minutes.
We will wait.
We'll wait for you.
You have to go like this.
Over my shoulder.
But yes, we did have no podcast question of the week.
I blame myself.
He has a new job, and
if you read my old blog entry, I was out of work, and if you read my new blog entry, I don't have one.
Yeah.
Because I've been at work, so I've been busy.
So
So I forgot when the last show came out. That's usually my cue to get it moving.
Yeah. And I forgot to remind him. And it was just a lapse of everything, pretty much, so. So we got some Twitter searching.
They have the internet on the computers now.
That's what I heard pretty recently. I guess this is a big phenomenon of people going online and telling personal stories. It's kind of like we do. But we're searching for live right now. Today is Sunday. We're searching live for hashtag dad.
I got
So-
dad chat up here, and
Okay, so
there's a whole lot of. I mean, if you're a father,
yeah,
and you probably are if you're watching the show, because if you're not, you are at the wrong show.
I'm a father,
I'm a father.
and it's over
There's a
here.
whole bunch of like kind of hashtags that the dads hang out in.
Yeah, there's
Or
there's
do whatever
dad's
they do.
talking, which
Dad's
we're a part
talking,
of.
or dad stalking. if
Dad's
you
talking.
Put the S on the other word.
It could go either way. We're definitely not stalking anyone except maybe a few people.
Ourselves. I wear stockings sometimes.
Yep.
They get to run, and you're like, oh, I gotta get another pair. There's dads, the hashtag dads.
Yeah.
There's dad chat. That one I think belongs to Bruce Allen, who
How can
is a
can
frequent
you own?
commenter.
Can you own a hashtag?
I think if you just use anything long enough,
Because we have like hashtag 8BD.
which no one uses, but
No
us.
one uses
We really
but
should
us.
just drop it, or not. I mean,
Well,
we can,
I mean, maybe there'll be our
Someday.
thing in a few years when we're
someday maybe someone will do it
like still a little bit more popular.
when we have like 6 more viewers.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So yeah, there's some fatherly hashtags. We got dads up. We got dads chat.
Yep.
Dad chat something.
So we got some Alana Lene at Alana Lene, which is kind of a little bit difficult to say when you've been drinking. Some days my hashtag dad can be very hashtag immature. Gift idea for dad says presents for dads. At presents for dad says gift idea for dad. Garmin Forerunner 405 water resistant running GPS with USB ant stick.
What?
Black.
Oh,
Don't
now
know.
I got it.
Whatever.
I got one here from the dad chat. This actually was kind of interesting.
From the dad chat.
From the dad chat.
Are they complaining about why we're not live?
I guess there's like 7 retweets here, so I hope I'm attributing it to the right person. But
Go for it.
It looks like Raising Boys World is the name of the person, is
Okay.
what it looks like. A community of people raising boys to be healthy, confident, and happy. They said, which was retweeted by Man vs. Dadhood, retweeted by Bay Area Moms, retweeted by Bruce Allen, said boys are failing because boys will be boys is gone from education. That's kind of interesting. What
What does that mean?
What do you think? Like, I mean,
What does that mean, like, boys will be boys?
I don't
Is that,
know.
like, just boys?
is that like from Breakfast Club or something?
I mean, that's been a popular saying for a long
Boys
time.
will be boys. What does that mean?
I guess that means, like,
Like throwing rocks
Men
at girls and
men can be assholes.
sexually harassing people.
And that's just boys for you. They could just be dickheads.
pull your dick out on the schoolyard and I don't know where that's going, but I did it a couple times when I
Well,
was in second-ish grade.
I mean, you're
I
curious.
don't know if I agree with that. I mean, maybe that's not necessarily. I mean, I think there should be a difference between boys and girls in grade school, but I don't know if we should have like the boys will be boys and girls will be girls. Because then the whole boys will be boys thing, that encourages the whole like boys don't cry and
Yeah.
boys got to be tough and boys will just fight. Well, it's just boys being boys, beating each other up.
Yeah, that's true.
Until you figure out that the one kid's being bullied and he kills himself. And you're like, oh,
And that's happened.
I guess boys won't be boys.
That's happened before.
That happens frequently.
Yeah, and
Nowadays.
especially like with the open gender, just being a younger age that boys come out.
Yeah.
From I have to say that it's a lot different than girls coming out as liking other girls because it's so much more accepted for girls to hug each other and like say that they get along better than
Well, it's the whole like emotion.
boys do.
Like boys have
Yeah.
that, boys are supposed to have that like emotional block on things, and
Exactly.
girls are allowed to like have that feminine sensibility, and that includes showing affection and
Yeah, and it's almost like a double standard. Like boys can't do
possibly
that.
falling in love with their friend because they're like, oh well, she's a girl, she has fleeting emotions. That's okay.
Fleeting emotion.
I don't know. We don't have a script today.
We
so
don't. We really don't.
This is what you get.
But I thought that was pretty interesting. Just the, that tweet in itself. There's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, there really is. Oh, that's another retweet of it. I don't know. It seems like a lot of people believe it.
Yeah, let's.
don't,
maybe we'll write a post about that, and maybe there will be more. If we do,
There'll be more conversation about it.
we'll let you know via the Twitters at twitter.com/8bitdads. So check that out.
So keep it tuned,
Yes.
because we got a lot of stuff.
But that was our improv of the question of the week, and we hope to get one up to you. If today's Tuesday, we hope to get up another question either today or tomorrow.
That's like my New Year's resolution, is to keep on top of that. Because I kept saying I was going to, and
you know what? You got a
It
new
just never
job,
happened.
and that just takes priority.
I always want to like write a bunch of them and just have them like at the ready just in case.
Well,
but
if people don't know, we do have like lives.
we don't get paid
outside
a dime
of
off this web. Well, we do get paid a dime,
We maybe
but-
get paid like a nickel,
a couple dimes,
a nickel,
maybe.
a nickel, maybe if we're lucky.
But it's certainly not paying for
No
anything. So we certainly get busy sometimes. And
Yeah, we got to take
We
care of
get
our
busy
families
sometimes.
first.
if you have a question you want us to ask, maybe that's the angle. Because no one ever sends us stories. But if
No.
you got a question you want us
Yeah.
to ask, we're running out of them quick. So
Yeah.
if you didn't catch last week's, it was what smell reminds you of your dad. So
Yeah, there was a
we're
lot of people.
We're at the
that
bottom.
responded to
That was actually really successful.
It was
So-
kind of a little bit.
But hey, send us something if you got
Yeah.
one for us.
dads@8bitdad.com.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
But we have stories that we covered this last week, and
did.
we like to share that with you.
Very few for me. You really
I tried to.
you saw I was at work and struggling. So
I tried to punch the
picked it
donkey.
up.
I tried to punch the donkey, as it were.
And thanks to Justin and Nick for disappearing in my time of need. Just kidding. I love you guys. Kinda. Boys will be boys.
Boys will be boys.
So hey,
Hey,
you
whatever.
got the
First story.
the first story this week.
That was not a hard edit, by the way. A toddler learning to walk Goodfellas style.
And this was your friend, actually, right?
Yes,
I think I met him at your baby shower.
Yes, Michael Tuna.
Yeah, I remember him.
He is.
An Egyptian gentleman, right?
He actually has
Some
people
sort of
in Egypt that were during those riots. He has family that were.
Did he?
Yeah,
That's
like,
crazy. You always think of that as being like another
know.
other side of the world
like
thing.
a third world problem or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, like we have the U.S. and we're just like immune to all kinds of crap. But this was
hey,
like a
there's-
real, family affected gentleman.
So was this video from the riots? No, it wasn't.
Some of it were no. This was a great video that he compiled. He didn't. He
Make sure that's
He
on as
didn't.
loud as possible. Maybe.
You. He didn't want to do like an average run of the mill like my baby's taking his first steps or just videotaping anything remotely close to the usual. And I've never seen anything like this. This was a great video of him doing a voiceover, Goodfellas style, of him imagining or like him, placing himself as the voiceover for his son.
The kid's got his eyes.
He totally does. But he's like
I met him once,
He's
but
a
I
cute.
can tell.
He's just a really cute boy, and he goes through the whole development of being carried to when he's like taking his first steps to being coached by his grandfather of how to eat right. There's like
And he used to live out here, right, in California?
yeah. Now
And
he's in
Canada.
Now he's in Canada. He relocated for the job
For the health insurance.
and the health insurance reasons. So he took some of these videos here in the States and some in Canada. But he's got a really great video. Check it out. It's on our page.
His wife's name's Karen. I'm
His
assuming
wife's
from the last.
name is Karen. She's an excellent photographer.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Karen. Also,
Yes, because
Gotta
I'm
please the
sure she
ladies.
has a lot to do with the stylings of the video. Even though Michael is a talented art director,
and the fact that the kid came out of her vagina, probably,
that's probably true.
or somewhere near.
Somewhere near.
It happens both ways. These days.
You never can predict
Maybe.
where kids will land. Belly button, maybe, I don't know. But check that video out; it's really good. You'll do me a personal favor by just watching it and giving him a view. So
You know, we don't. It's like we just started now, like recently covering like personal stuff. So
and original stories.
what a
too.
you know what a way to send it off.
You know, whatever.
We never really give ourselves the credit we deserve.
Sometimes we do, but mostly not.
We don't just because we want to let like the other bloggers have it.
Well, you know, I think we're in the news business.
I know I am.
Kind of.
Not this week though.
We're trying to do a little bit more original stuff, but
or not.
whatever. Next story.
So, hey everyone. So there's a dad who evidently was the top of the top 50 Babbel, top 50 dad, top 50 bloggers, dad bloggers.
Good
top
for
50
him.
Babbel something.
We obviously didn't have the blog section,
Yeah. So
so we couldn't be rated.
so this guy Mike Adamick, I think is his name.
Okay.
But he has a website called Cry It Out.
Okay.
At mikeadamick.com. And I actually didn't see it on his website. I saw it on Boing Boing.
Boing boing.
But he and his daughter over their winter break, made a crab cam. They're in San Francisco where I guess there's crabs, I've been told.
And cameras.
Primarily by his video. But they took an iPhone and basically put it on like a crab net, and like tied it down, and it was waterproofed. And they were hoping to see like all these undersea creatures. And what was kind of funny about the video was that they didn't see anything. Not funny like, ha, you and your daughter failed, but funny like it's like sometimes you set out, like, especially they were saying like in science, you fail a lot.
You do.
And that's kind of what he did. And he said, but it was fun. And we went through some error checking, basically. They decided, oh, well, maybe we'll put a light on there, and maybe we'll do this, and maybe we'll do that. It's kind of a cool process of deciding. They've caught one crab. They kind of saw it. He says, like, humorously in this video, there's a video that goes along with it that where he says, like, blink and you'll miss it. Here comes the crab. And you're like, literally see this crab go like boop boop on and off the screen. But I hope someday I start doing cool projects with my kid like that. He's 3. He doesn't really. The only project he likes is like making him a sandwich or something.
I like that too.
So yeah, me too. So I hope someday I'm like smart enough to come up with some sort of like science project for us to go out and do an error check. And
does this qualify as like animal abuse? Is a crab an animal?
I don't think they are.
It's a crustacean.
I think they're like bugs. They're
bugs?
insects, right? You got 6 legs.
Do they?
And an exoskeleton.
Well, they're very tough. I've never eaten crab, and I'm proud to say that I never had.
Crab?
No.
Like no crab cakes.
Nope. Not a big seafood.
You're not missing
Seafoody.
much. I mean, there's a lot of disagreement that'll come out of this. Not necessarily on our show because no one watches it, but I don't. Crab and lobster. I don't know. Who cares? To me, whatever.
Yeah.
They're like they're bottom feeders in the ocean. They actually used to give them to poor people, like just give them to poor people, like the people that worked at the docks and stuff.
Aren't crabs expensive?
They are now. Something happened where in history, all of a sudden, like crabs and lobsters like flipped. But they used to give them to like the people that worked on the docks, and the people at the docks were like, "Great, lobster again? Screw this."
Wow.
Maybe I'll go home and have a potato or something.
You learn something new on 8-Bit Dad.
That may not be true.
Probably not.
I seem to remember hearing something about that. So it may not be true. But Mike Adamick, hey, congrats for having the top 50 Babbel dad blogger. He used to work for Babbel and they fired him.
I'm sure that was...
I still got you. No, I think he said that on his own website. But he used to work for Babbel, I guess, and he no longer works there. But
way to stay on the radar.
He said, hey, and I'm glad they gave me the top. Blah, blah, blah.
We're not bitter.
I hate the whole internet right now. I'm just so not into it.
It's a big popularity contest out there, too.
And we are losing.
We're losing hardcore.
So.
Next story. Speaking of losing hardcore, a female perspective into the teachings of Ariel. And not Areola, but Ariel, as it were.
The hot redhead chick.
The hot redhead under mermaid sea girl.
Completely unrelated. Have you ever tried to find a mermaid's vagina?
Totally.
It's tough.
Totally.
Okay, back to the...
So, anyways,
I can take that out later, right?
Vanessa King, who's actually an excellent... I don't want to say actually, but she is an excellent author.
Who you wouldn't believe, but...
I mean, I don't know how many people know of her, but my wife knows her. Like, not personally, but knows of her. From HelloGiggles.com, which is a site by a few entertainment industry peoples. Namely, Zoe Deschanel. That's like her
hangout.
Yeah, her hangout website, blog thing that...
They all go in there like awkwardly female and...
Oh, it's for
wear
like
polka dot dresses and play the ukulele and
pretty much.
like
I mean,
that.
that's
that's what I'm imagining.
they have the self-proclaimed ultimate entertainment destination for smart, independent, and creative females.
Oh,
So
those.
they're elitists. I don't know.
I think they're just.
They sure made me feel stupid with that description.
Yeah,
You know?
they just don't want.
They don't want guys of any kind because girls are smarter. Apparently.
I'd probably support that.
But
The way this show's going, I'd say sure. Yes.
But she had a great article on this, and they had, or she had listed some like topics or bullet points.
I kind of saw this like it went across the internet.
Yeah, she had
Like-
like this was like one of the most shared posts that she's done so far.
Yeah. She nailed it.
She totally nailed this, and I think it's great. This is a great female perspective, and some of the lessons learned from Ariel and the Little Mermaid is never show up late to a party your parents are throwing. Hell will break loose and you'll be blamed.
That's very true.
So yeah, everyone needs a dingle hopper, especially women.
Thingamabobs, I got 20.
I got 30 dingle hoppers. So snarf blats will get you in trouble, and so will boys.
Yes.
I'm gonna say yes because, I mean, come on. Jamaicans are the voice of reason. A little racist. Listen to them.
Jar Jar Binks wasn't.
He wasn't really.
Officially, he was not Jamaican.
Well,
but
I mean, he was kind of
he
Jamaican.
he was a Gungan.
He was. I mean,
But-
when you sound it out, when you write it down, it's Jamaican. So, love at first sight is never reliable, especially when one of you may have a concussion.
Yes.
Head trauma is the worst thing to encounter when you're trying to find love.
Yeah.
You do not want to get hit in the head, and then as
Have
a
to make
result,
decisions about love.
exactly. Persistence is key. Ambition will get you in everywhere.
That's not true, but okay. I'll accept.
It's a dream. Your friends really do have your back. Depends on what kind of friends. If
Hopefully.
you're in LA, there's few and far between. You may find out that your friends don't have your back, and then you'll find out who your real friends are. That's true in my case. And perhaps the most important she wrote think, but I'm going to say thing. That may have been a typo on my part.
Someone-
Whatever. It got cross typoed over the
happens.
platform. And perhaps the most important thing Ariel taught me, not me, but Vanessa, is that every woman needs her own voice.
That's true.
And this is cool. I like that last one especially. I thought that one really hit home.
Like Zoe Deschanel.
Exactly. Zoe didn't... I don't know if you saw this. There was like a post about how she didn't... there was like a fashion before and after. Before she had a stylist and after. Dramatic difference.
Well, yeah.
So I think she found her voice and
did she
maybe
do that?
possibly her stylist.
At what point did she do the Cotton commercial?
Which one?
I was going to sing the Cotton song, but that wouldn't have really told you anything because they all sing the Cotton song. But,
I don't know what cotton song you're talking about.
she did like a commercial for Cotton.
Cotton. Like underwear?
Like the product.
Oh,
It's
like
one of those
shirts.
things that you never think there really needs to be a commercial for. Like milk. You're like, really? There's a commercial for milk? Or cotton? Did I have a choice? Everything's made out of cotton.
I guess polyester would win in some cases, but
Well, like if you're buying underwear or undershirts, like you don't go to the store and you're like, yes, I'll have that aluminum undershirt.
one cotton, please.
Yeah, like one cotton undershirt. Do you got them in stock? I know they're popular. I need like a bowler on right now. I am running for Montana governor.
I am running for president in 1946.
So,
That was a good post. I liked it.
the Disney princesses have been getting a lot of shit lately.
They have.
So it's kind of nice to see someone come out and say, like, look, okay, let's relax. And
Yeah.
here's some things that you can learn from
Well, I mean,
this.
there's been a lot of backlash, especially on the other
Yeah.
post that was recently caught up in was the.
Yeah, you had like 2 days of Disney princesses this week.
Yeah, I mean, not to hit like 2 in 1. Okay, I'm gonna hit 2 in 1. But 6
Go for
princess
it.
books for parents who hate princess books.
Yeah.
That was interesting. And
I don't know
you
why
know,
I'm even scrolling on our site. It's just kind of
Whatever.
not work out.
but this was written by Tom of Building a Library, who we hope to steal.
Gotcha, bitch.
And why did you just say gotcha, bitch?
I don't know.
He's not our bitch
I
yet. So watch out
wait
for
till you
that.
get that first long email from me, and by the 7th paragraph, you're like, I'm this guy's
It's
bitch.
done. But yeah, he wrote a great post about that. Like just
It's I think it's about time. It goes in ebbs and flows about when the Disney princesses get shit.
yeah,
I mean, come on. I mean, they're movies.
they're girls. What are you gonna do?
And I don't like the whole like Disney princess culture, but that didn't really have to do with the movies. It had to do with Disney afterwards saying like, well, now we can make dresses that
Yeah.
are little baby sized.
It was marketing, totally.
make slippers with heels on them, and give all these girls mirrors and shit. I mean, if you're gonna go after the Disney princesses, you have to go after like all the boy army stories and stuff too.
Well, they do. I think they did.
Like, what's left after all that's done? Like, we're all gonna be like this culture where we're all like in plain clothes and
indoctrinated
no gender,
into
and
Disney culture.
we're wearing like the boys are like binding their penises down so that you can't see a bulge, and the women are binding their breasts, and everyone's like flat and square, and there's no like. So
isn't
that's a good
it like our logo?
Yeah, kind of.
Should we just add a bulge to that guy? I mean, like,
Let's have it go
we-
across the whole screen.
should we just underline 8-Bit Dad with his like junk?
Let's write 8-Bit Dad in veins.
This show isn't even gonna air.
We're just not even going to put this out.
God, I need another drink.
So I think I'm up next. And I've got a really terrible story here on. Somehow I'm at work and I had no time to do stories this week. Couldn't be troubled to look at fatherhood news, and somehow the only things I came up with were like Jay-Z and Rick Santorum all week. So
They're in the news.
Here's a Rick Santorum story.
By the way, do not look up. Actually, you know
Santorum.
what? Go look up Santorum if you don't know
I
already.
remember reading that like years ago. Like I'm
Years.
not trying to be like the political hipster here, but like
Well-
I was like trolling the internet for something years ago, and
It was
ran into that and was like, oh,
It was an hilarious story,
an hilarious story.
and an hilarious Google search.
And we all
and the Daily Show mentions
we
this like on a
laughed
daily
and
basis.
dined, and yeah, I remember looking that up and was like, oh, I don't even know who this guy is. And so this year, all of a sudden, I was like, oh, I do know who he is now.
He's kind of looking like the one up to Romney right now.
He's, the Republican. I mean,
How many? They've had like 25,000 debates so far.
vote Ron Paul if you're going to vote Republican. I think.
The media won't even
I don't know
acknowledge
all of
him.
his.
It's just so
I
sad.
don't know all of his policies, and evidently there were some real shady letters that he wrote in the '80s that maybe he did or didn't write, where he was like talking about blacks and homosexuals in a kind of unflattering light. I don't know, but the rest of his policies, like, don't fuck with Iran. There's nothing that can come from a nuclear war.
Rick Perry wants to go
Legalize
right into
marijuana,
Iraq.
like legalize marijuana because who the fuck cares? We've got bigger fish to fry.
Exactly. It would make a lot of money for California, by the way.
So if
A
you're
lot of
gonna,
pieheads.
if you're gonna
California.
if you're gonna vote Republican, vote Ron Paul, and
Vote
if you're
Ron
gonna
Paul.
vote Democrat,
I'd
then
love to see him go against Obama,
I don't know much about it.
but whatever.
So anyway, Rick Santorum, this douche governor from I don't even know which state he was in. I don't have it in the story. But so everyone was like in New Hampshire recently trying to get the swing state.
Yep.
And
now they're in South Carolina and fuck that up
Santorum. And Santorum had a couple quotes. We had covered one, or I like went rogue at midnight one night and saw some post on like unicornbooty.com, which is a gay news website. Don't ask.
I love the girl blogs. He loves the unicorn sites.
I frequent the gay blogs somehow. Because, hey, you got to know.
We both have kids, not together. So there's that.
But I would, I mean,
you know, we're this close.
So he had said something which was actually kind of positive about, like, someone asked him, what if your kid said he was gay? And he said, I'd love him the same as the second before he told me, which was great. It still didn't make up for the fact that the guy's a douche. But then the next day he completely went against it and said some quote about how you'd be better off to have a father in prison than to have a same-sex couple as your parents or something. And he was insinuating basically that it was two moms, because obviously he was focusing on the fathers a lot by saying, you know, that not having a father around was the worst thing that could happen. So he was really kind of gunning for lesbians, I think. I think a lot of Americans probably think that if you're putting like a loving pair of lesbians, like loving to their family and each other, hey, it's fine.
Whatever.
But a loving pair of lesbians up against a father that's in jail for like a violent crime or something, I'm going to say probably the lesbians win that one.
Why is there any comparison to that? I mean, like why would he even like... I mean, I know he's like playing to a base. All like politicians are.
The New Hampshire right or something. I don't know.
I mean, I know it's a coast state, but
is it really? What coast is it on? The East Coast?
I think so.
As Great Lakes? I don't know.
It's South? One of the 13 original.
I don't even
colonies.
know where Old Hampshire is.
Well,
is there like a South Hampshire?
No, there's a South Carolina, South Dakota, but no Old Hampshire. And no Old Mexico. Well, actually, there is an Old Mexico. It's south of California.
Right below New Mexico, I think. It should be called South Mexico.
It should.
Not Old Mexico. We'll catch you next week when we have a real show. And so anyway, Santorum, he quoted some out-of-context fatherhood study where it basically said that if kids had a father in jail, then it was better than if they didn't have a father at all. But that was like a father at all as in... just not a father, as in, I don't know. But basically, he took some out of context stat and turned it into like, if your parents are lesbians, then you're going to fucking die in a fire or something. I don't know. These politicians are just...
they're all over the place, just morons. Trying to pander.
Like I said in the post, like, that guy Vermin, whatever the fuck his name is, but Vermin whatever, is incredible.
Yeah, he's awesome.
He believes in like a pony for every American, and like he has all these like really out of like he's not for real. Like, let's just put this out there. He's not for real or he's crazy. But Vermin Supreme. But he comes up with all these things like his platform is for toothbrushing.
Yeah, he sounds a lot like George Carlin.
Like zombies with like...
yeah,
they're going to trick the zombies onto the big hamster wheels and they're going to power the United States. But he says these things...
completely serious.
And it's funny because he says them, people have to ask him questions about it. So like when they're there, like the moderators are like, so when you said a pony for every American, do you mean every American, and do you still stand by that? And he's like,
yep.
Why, yes, I do. There's a pony for every American. And there's a video of him like sprinkling someone else with like glitter.
Yeah.
Like, if you're not going to vote Ron Paul,
this
vote
guy
Vermin Supreme. He wears a boot on his head. He looks like Gandalf.
He looks like Gandalf, and he talks like George Carlin.
He talks like George Carlin, showers people with glitter, and believes in a pony for every American. I want that pony.
I want that mother...
pony.
Pony. Yep. And that guy to run our country.
So... Ron Paul is all right.
Ron Paul, 2012.
A douche. Vermin Supreme for president. Ariel is a hot redhead. No mermaid vagina.
And Goodfellas kids.
Michael Tuna. Definitely Egyptian.
So that's it for episode 13.
And thank God it is over.
Yes.
We will see you fresh-faced in episode 14.
Probably.
If you're going to watch any show this week, don't watch this one. check out Dad Labs.
They have hundreds of episodes.
860 shows. Any of them would be better than what we just did.
I think we should go back to live shows next time.
Maybe Dad Labs will sponsor this show.
Maybe.
For us this time.
They'll help us out a little bit. So that's it for this week's episode.
If you've got a story that you want us to cover, and oh my God, I hope you do.
You can contact us by emailing us at
At dadlabs.com.
dads@8bitdad.com.
And you can like us on Facebook, although we know we haven't given you necessarily a reason to do so.
Don't like us.
Not this week.
Not like this.
You can follow us on Twitter. Again, you can send us, if you follow us, we'll follow you back and you can direct message us some hate mail.
We only
seems
follow
like our
3
angle.
people so far.
Do we?
Yep.
We should probably follow
You can follow
like 4.
like individuals, like Zach Rosenberg or ZJ Rosenberg and Brian Ferguson.
Justin McElroy.
Compliment them on our site. And yeah, so that's it for this week's episode of
Dad Labs.
I'm Brian Ferguson.
And I'm Zach Rosenberg.
Until next week, watch Dad Labs.
May not be a next week. Watch Dad Lab. It's rich, full-bodied, with hints of apple and cinnamon, brewed in the mountains of Himalaya by the kind hands of indigenous people